Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Stapley, and I serve my mission in Brazil Belo Horizonte. And I'm very happy to be with you guys today to talk a little bit about my experiences that I had on my mission and about things that I loved and learned. But first off, I'd like to say why I'm here making this video. As many of you know, missionaries from all around the world are coming home because of the coronavirus and because of an order that our prophet Russell Nelson received from the Lord. That all missionaries serving in a foreign country needed to come home. Obviously, there's a few exceptions, but most missionaries that were serving in a foreign country came home. And I'm one of them. But luckily, I had already served 20 months on my mission, so I will not be going out, but I will be staying home with you guys and with my family. And I'm excited to be home. Obviously, it would have been great to finish my whole mission out there, but I came home with honor, and that's what counts. And I'm here for a purpose. I know that all this is happening because there's a reason behind it, and soon I'll know the reason why and the purpose behind all of this. But I'd like to thank all of you guys for your prayers that were said for me and for the other missionaries in our ward and in the world. They were definitely heard, and me and all the missionaries from Brazil and all the other missionaries got home safely, and we thank you for that. But right now I'd like to talk a little bit about my mission. It was a very unique mission. I served in Minas Gerais, which is a state of Brazil. In Minas Gerais there are a lot of hills. So every single day we would wake up, we'd study, me and my companion, and at 10 o'clock we'd leave and go up and down hills, up and down hills. It was a great workout. It was a great time to get to know my companions better, because the way that we got to each visit, we walked. But I'm really grateful for the opportunity. Something else about my mission, the people were amazing, very friendly people. They love to hug one another. The food, amazing. I gained 25 pounds on my mission. That explains a lot about the food already. And a few things that I loved about my mission were that I was able to wake up in the morning, read the scriptures, and go out right away to share the gospel and to serve people. And in Brazil, there's a lot of people on the roads, so I was able to just go straight out and talk with people on the road, hit doors, and talk about the gospel with people on their front porch. It's a great experience, and I definitely miss that. Something else, I was able to use my priesthood a lot more. Every day that we went into someone's house, a new person's house, we would get to know them by asking questions. After that, we would understand their necessities, and we would say a prayer, and we would teach a few principles of the gospel. After that, I always would love to give a priesthood blessing to all of the new investigators, or at least one of them, because I always feel the Spirit so strong during a priesthood blessing. It doesn't matter if it's my priesthood blessing, someone giving it to me, or me giving it to someone, or someone else receiving it. But that's why I always did it, so then they could feel the Spirit very strong. And it didn't matter if it was a blessing of comfort or a blessing of health, but the Spirit after those blessings were so strong, and I know that it touched every heart of the people that I taught. But I love doing that. I used my priesthood like never before on my mission. A few things that I learned on my mission were that it's really important to step into the unknown, step out of your comfort zone. When I got on my mission, the only things that I knew were the American culture and English, because that's what we speak here. But when I got to Brazil, I had to learn a complete different culture and a completely different language. Obviously that was very hard, but if I wouldn't have done it, if I wouldn't have stepped out of my comfort zone, if I wouldn't have stepped into the unknown, I wouldn't have been able to grow and become a better person and learn. So I learned on my mission that in order to learn, grow, and become a better person, we need to step into the unknown. It's usually hard to do that at times, but it's the right thing to do. Something else that I learned, this is a phrase that my mission president always said. He said this: only what is done for Jesus will matter. And that's so true. Sometimes we get caught up in thinking, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do all these things. But really the only thing that matters in the end are the things that are done for Jesus Christ. So at this time, we should really just be focusing on what will matter in the end, which are the things that are done for Jesus Christ and in His name. Something else that I learned on a mission was how to study the scriptures. Before the mission, I didn't understand the scriptures super well, and that's why I didn't love them as much as I do today. Usually when you don't understand something, you don't want to, you're not very interested in it. But when you understand something, it sparks an interest, and you want to learn more, and you begin to love it. And that's what happened with the scriptures and me on the mission. I learned to understand the scriptures, and from that I was able to gain a love for the scriptures. Right now I'd like to talk about my biggest challenge on the mission. Many returned missionaries can probably relate with me on this, but it was very hard on the mission to serve with all my heart, might, mind, and strength. But that was my goal. My goal was to always serve with all my heart, might, mind, and strength. At times, it was very hard because I would go out and be a missionary for and share the gospel for about 12 hours. Then I'd get home and I'd see my family picture on the wall, and I started thinking about my family, about the home things, and just naturally walking on the road sometimes I'd think about home and just other things too. And that from that it was hard to always focus on the missionary purpose, which is to invite people and to help people come unto Christ. But I realized that I wasn't serving with all my heart, might, mind, and strength about halfway through my mission. And I decided to make a goal to serve with all my heart, might, mind, and strength, because I know that if I did that, I would be blessed with more baptisms, with more people to teach. And so what I did was I studied about our Savior Jesus Christ, who is our perfect example. And I tried to figure out how He served other people with all His heart, might, mind, and strength. And I figured out that the way that he served with all his heart, mind, and strength was by controlling his thoughts. That's also how he lived a perfect life. He could control himself, his thoughts and his actions. And I learned how to do that on my mission. It was hard, but from controlling my thoughts and my actions, I was able to only focus on my missionary purpose, which is to invite people to come unto Christ and to help them live the gospel of Jesus Christ. To end this little video, I'd like to say a little phrase that I wrote down on my last week in the mission field. And this phrase basically sums up missionary work. And it says this: work, work, and work. And sometimes the only thing you receive in return is a stronger testimony that the church is true and was restored by Joseph Smith, and that God exists and that He loves you. I learned that on my mission, that sometimes you work and work and work and nothing goes right. At least that's what you think. But actually, a lot is happening during that working process. Your testimony is being strengthened. And that's what matters. And I'm very grateful for my mission. It changed me, and I know that me serving my mission blessed me and also my family and my ward family immensely. I'd like to end this video with my testimony, and I'd like to say it in Portuguese. Eu sei que Deus vive, eu sei que Jesus Cristo é nosso Salvador. Eu sei que a igreja de Jesus Cristo foi restaurada por meio de Joseph Smith. Eu sei que o livro de Mormon é a palavra de Deus. E eu sei que a obra que eu fiz no Brazil Belo Horizonte foi o trabalho do Senhor. E eu amo vocês, e eu gostaria de deixar esse vídeo em nome de Jesus Cristo. Amém.